Walking into her new school, transfer student and military daughter, Soo-ji, quickly realizes there's something different about Baekhyun Girls' High School. For example, Class 5, where she's assigned, is isolated in a new section of the school, and other students of the school don't interact with the class at all. Puzzled by the eerie atmosphere, Soo-ji is later disturbed to see Jaeun, her seatmate, who she notices full of bruises, being beaten by bullies led by a girl named Da-yeon during break time. Returning to class, Soo-ji learns about the pyramid game, a ranking system via a special app where students of Class 5 vote to determine each other's status from A to F, with F students becoming outcasts and bully targets. Going along with the flow, Soo-ji downloads the app. However, after receiving 0 votes, Soo-ji quickly finds herself at the bottom of the social hierarchy, marked as the new rank F. As such, the girls who initially seem friendly turn on her, and she becomes a target for the bullies. Although she initially decides to report the assault, Soo-ji also learns that reporting the bullying is useless as the app rules strip her of this right. Determined to escape this torment, Soo-ji resolves to uncover the mastermind behind the game. Meanwhile, Ha-rin, a wealthy girl whose family sponsors the school, is the only one who shows her kindness. Flashbacks show the school's principal discussing Soo-ji with a mysterious student, the same student who tried to poke a cigarette into Jaeun's eye. The student requests that Soo-ji be placed in Class 5 and is revealed to be the ballerina, Baek Ha-rin. Back to the present, Soo-ji confronts Ha-rin, still unsure if she's the game's creator, asking her why someone would create Pyramid Game. Ha-rin replies that they would get a sadistic pleasure from the fear of the rank F girls. Creeped out, Soo-ji tries to confide in her homeroom teacher, Mr. Lim, only to be betrayed when he takes out his phone and tries to film her injuries. Luckily, Jaeun intervenes just as he's about to hit Soo-ji, destroying his phone and the video, and rescuing Soo-ji. Later, Jaeun shows Soo-ji a video of a former student named Woo-ri, who had left the school after being in rank F and being filmed by Mr. Lim. Deciding that she has to fight back, Soo-ji decides to beg Jaeun. If Jaeun can vote with her, then Soo-ji has hope of leaving rank F. And so, despite not having voted in the game before, just as they were about to open the app, Jaeun changes her mind and downloads the pyramid game. After this voting, thanks to Jaeun's vote, Soo-ji is promoted to rank C, despite initially looking down on the girls below her, in fear of getting targeted again. After a nightmare of being relegated to rank F again, Soo-ji determines that she can't carry on like this. In a strategic move, Soo-ji orchestrates a physical recount and steals the ballots to analyze the handwriting on the votes. In addition to Jaeun and Ye-rim, an idle trainee and genuinely good girl, Soo-ji, analyzing the votes, sees that Ha-rin and her minions are behind her sudden rise in the ranks. Shocked to learn how Ha-rin had been moving girls like chess pieces, Soo-ji and Jaeun decide to rally the rank D girls to overthrow the hierarchy. Their first move involves trying to recruit Ye-won, the girl behind the app. But when Soo-ji happens to overhear how Ha-rin has bought her a new computer, she realizes that Jaeun is walking into a trap by going to talk to Ye-won and rushes to the school's backyard. Walking into Jaeun and Ha-rin talking, Soo-ji makes it clear that she's on Jaeun's team when she doesn't sit next to Ha-rin. Lines are now drawn. When Ha-rin responds by blowing cigarette smoke in her face, Soo-ji knows she has picked the right side. The next day, in a further effort to get more D-rank girls on their team, Soo-ji blackmails Hae-jun into joining their cause by threatening to expose how she secretly betrayed her friends in the voting. That night, Soo-ji and Jaeun follow Seung-hwa, a convenience store part-time worker, and Woo-ri's older brother when they happen to see him sneaking into school. And meeting in a dark classroom, they agree to team up. With Seung-hwa's help, together, they hack rank D student Jae-hong's phone and find out she's a pervert who likes to take pictures of men and women. They also find out that she's a huge Monsta X fan. However, this information doesn't end up being all that important, as despite the initial setbacks, Jaeun earns Jae-young's trust by rescuing her from a tricky situation, leading to Jae-young joining their team. With only 2 days left before the next voting, Soo-ji only has a few rank D girls to convert to their side. One of the girls she has left is Seong-yi. However, instead of yielding when Soo-ji tries to blackmail her, Seong-yi sends a desperate message to the class, threatening to take her own life. When chaos ensues, and Ha-rin disarms Seong-yi, it becomes clear that this was another ploy by Ha-rin. As a result, the class turns against Soo-ji, leading to a vote to strip her of her votes for the next game. At the same time, Hae-jun deserts their plan, and Soo-ji realizes too late that instead of building an alliance by blackmailing and threatening, making friends, as Jaeun did with Jae-young, would have actually been a better way to attract loyal allies. One girl, who had in the meantime joined their team however, is Ye-rim, who had since grown tired of Ha-rin's threats to expose her feelings for her deskmate and swimmer, Eun-jeong. Joining Soo-ji's alliance, Ye-rim who is also a rank A student, publicly proposes that Harin should, like Soo-ji, be punished for leaking the pyramid game rules to the parents. In the end, both Harin and Soo-ji are punished, but despite their lack of votes, the next game ends with no rank F students. This result drives Soo-ji to shift her strategy, and she starts by publicly apologizing to Seong-ji. She also plans to make Jaeun the most popular girl in class. Together with Yerim and Jae-young, they share a true story of how Jaeun was betrayed around the class, which flips her reputation, especially when the pretty and popular Yerim publicly befriends her. Later, Seong-hwa shows the girls the secret recordings he recorded from Soo-ji's phone. Unsure of her next move, Soo-ji joins her class on a field trip to Busan. At the aquarium, she overhears students contemplating joining her to destroy the game. Sensing the potential shift in loyalty, Harin manipulates Yerim and Jae-young. Specifically, Harin asks Yoon-jung to ditch her swimming qualifiers, which strains her relationship with Yerim, who doesn't want Yoon-jung to abandon her career for her. Harin also threatens Jae-young's brother's job interview, but the threat backfires as Jae-young was actually abused by her brother as a child. During a paintball game that will determine the new rank F students, Yoon-jung sacrifices herself to protect Yerim, leading to a serious injury when Daeyeon pushes her into an exposed rusted nail, which ends her swimming career. Back in Seoul, Mr. Lim immediately contacts Daeyeon's parents, trying to squeeze cash from her family. Instead, Daeyeon ends up being beaten by her violent father. That night, Harin threatens Jaeun outside her house, demanding that she accept being forever rank F or face the ruin of Soo-ji's father's career. Harin also threatens to tell Jaeun's mother about a childhood secret and a mysterious event that went down when they were kids. The next day, Soo-ji notices Jaeun's strange behavior and hears the recordings of Harin's threats which Seong-hwa had recorded from Jaeun's phone. Listening to the audio, Soo-ji starts to become increasingly worried that Jaeun might agree to become a forever F for her sake, which would be the worst case scenario. Meanwhile, the rest of the class enjoys the school's annual festival. At the festival, Yerim performs with her pre-debut group. However, after receiving a congratulatory text from Yoon-jung, Yerim breaks down. By the end of the day, the rest of the girls see Yerim being taken to the hospital on a stretcher, leaving the class in shock. In class, Soo-ji, pinning Harin against the chalkboard, reminds everyone of the students who have suffered because of the pyramid game, including Yerim. Soo-ji urges any girl to delete the app if they no longer want to participate. But then, as Jae-young was deleting the app, Jaeun surprises everyone, especially Harin, by having already deleted it. Unbeknownst to Harin, Jaeun had overheard her plan to make Soo-ji rank F, which cemented Jaeun's resolve. After all, there was no length she could go to stop Harin and her power trip. After Jaeun and Jae-young, the other students also started deleting the app, and when Daeyeon storms in and starts attacking and assaulting Jaeun, even Doa, the class president, deletes the app. With the pyramid game destroyed, Soo-ji and Jaeun have won. As it turned out, Doa, on Soo-ji's request, had set up a camera that live-streamed Daeyeon attacking Jaeun, and the video had gone viral, spreading to all students and their parents. And as a result, the students of Class 5 got transferred to different classes. However, Harin isn't done. Visiting the elementary school that Jaeun and Harin used to go to, Harin finally explains to Soo-ji and Jaeun how, when she was young, she had been bullied by other students, and had blamed Jaeun for revealing how she was an orphan and for standing by while other kids taunted her. According to Harin, this bitterness drove her to adopt the pyramid game, used by their elementary teacher, to ruin Jaeun's life when they met again in high school. When Soo-ji replies to her explanation, Harin suddenly takes out a bottle of pills, and collapsing, suddenly, a fire breaks out in the building. Managing to save Harin from the flames, Soo-ji is taken aback when she is suddenly called a bully and is accused of starting the fire. It isn't until one of the only decent teachers, Miss Choi, releases a video of Soo-ji being bullied that the story gets cleared up. With the pyramid game and the school's evil exposed, all the bullies are kicked out, and Yerim, who was fine and had actually been rescued by Woo-ri from her stalker, and Jaeun go public with their stories. Harin, on the other hand, wakes up abandoned in a hospital bed. But as one villain falls, two more rise. When the school is renamed Miryo Girls' School under the Miryo Group, the arrival of the Miryo twins, who want to revive the pyramid game, signals double trouble for Soo-ji.